Welcome back to Dynamic Steward. Some time ago, a close relative asked this question: Is God angry with humanity? I guess many are asking the same question today. If you have time, you can share with us your opinion when you have finished listening to this message. In Psalm 60, the chapter of the day, King David wrestles with the issue of God's anger and suggests the way forward. We read in verse 1, "You have rejected us, God, and burst upon us. You have been angry. You have shaken the land and torn it open." You have been angry. Let us establish the context of these words. According to 1 Chronicles 19, David has sent envoys to present condolences to Hanan, the new king of the Ammonites, for the death of his father. Instead of welcoming them, Hanan put them to shame. Hanan shaved them, cut off their garments at the buttocks, and sent them away. It is hard to understand such a reaction in response to acts of kindness, but it happens. Things will even turn worse with the Ammonites. Hanan decided to hire mercenaries, 22,000 chariots and charioteers, and coalesce with other nations to attack Israel. The danger is real, and the existence of Israel is threatened. It is in reference to this perilous situation that David spoke the opening sentences of Psalm 60. "You have rejected us, God, and burst upon us. You have been angry. You have shaken the land and torn it open. You have shown your people desperate times. You have given us wine that makes us stagger." These words express the perception and interpretation of David about the course of events. This could happen unless God has rejected us. This impending calamity can only be the consequence of God's anger. This was the thought of David. We don't have any additional information to explain the rejection and anger of God, but the feelings and emotions of David are real. Interestingly, David chose to address his challenge by running to God, to the God who supposedly had rejected and was angry to them. "Now restore us, mend the fractures of the land." This was the request of David. In verse 5, "Save us and help us with your right hand, that those you love may be delivered." David did not allow his perception, interpretation, feelings, and emotions to keep him away from God, but they led him closer and back to God. At this point in time, is God really angry with us, with humanity? Or is God's anger and rejection only a personal and subjective perception? Each one of us should probe our life to find an answer. Examine yourself, not others, to see if you are in the faith. This is the admonition from Paul. What a salvific exercise, much appropriate for this time of confinement. But at the end of your introspection, what really matters is what we do next. David ran to God, though he thought God was angry with him. What about you? The pertinent issue is not God being angry or not angry, but he welcomes those who come to him. Friends, a sincere examination of my life may lead me to realize that I have wronged God in my decisions and actions. The good news is I am not doomed. My future is not doomed. In verse 9, David asks a question. Who will bring me to the fortified city? Who will lead me to Edom? Here he is expressing his dilemma. Now that God is angry against me, how would I conquer and defeat the enemy? Who will make me victorious in this challenging situation? Listen to the answer. Is it not you, God? You who have now rejected us and no longer go out with our armies? Those who turn to him, he never forsakes. He restores partnership and makes us victorious. Do you know why David was so keen to see God's intervention? We read in verse 11, for human help is worthless. You and I, we know that there are some situations where humans' health is definitely worthless. The COVID-19 pandemic seems to be one of these situations. We are happy for the good medical system in many places. We are thankful for the commitment of nurses, doctors, and medical staff. But this is far from enough to pull us out of this mess. Only God can, even if we are counted among the victims of the coronavirus. Do you feel that God is angry with you or with humanity? Do you attribute what is happening to other causes, or you are without any explanation? The options are multiple and the combinations are many. But the key question is, what do you choose to do? To whom would you run for a solution that is effective, sustainable, and permanent?